na nababad ako sa utang.
Ikaw mismo?
Minsan, pag ikaw ay deep in debt, pati yung coat mo, pagmamay-ari ng lender eh. You become a slave of the lender. Pati kumot mo, lahat. And I've seen how nagbebenta ng bahay, ng lupa, ang nawawala sa isang pamilya, ng isang... We even had a fire in my mother's home that forced us to leave her. That was one of the worst times of our life for both of us. All my memories of my past were all burned. There was a time I was doing shows and my dad was still alive. He always asked when I come home, "Ma, nasaan ang pera mo?" Sabi ko, "Dad, hindi ko alam."
What is the biggest money mistake yung most Filipino families make?
Ang pinakamataas sa lahat is starting late in being financially educated.
Hindi ka naman yayaman sa ipon. Ba't ka kailangan mag-ipon? Ang goal mo dapat, magpadami ng pera. Paano ko naman yung ganung pananaw?
At the end of the day, I need to know where the money goes so that at the end of the day, the money is well spent.
This is Money Masters, where true stories spark real change.
Mga kaipunari, our guest today is a woman of purpose, faith, and influence. She's a financial consultant, life planner, entrepreneur, former beauty queen, pero still beautiful pa rin, television host and actress, Bible student, and teacher at marami pang iba. Ngayon pag-uusapan natin yung walk about her journey, lessons, at marami tayong matutunan about pera, buhay, at syempre naman tagumpay. So let us welcome no other than Miss Emma Yuhico. Hi, Miss Emma! Yes!
Hi, Chinky!
Maraming salamat, ha?
Ako ang dapat magpasalamat. Nakaka-humble kaya tong invitasyon na to.
Oy, grabe. Bata pa ako, napapakinggan na kita. Oo, with all due respect, no? Kasi when I was starting my career as a communicator, si Emma is one of the most, respected, especially in the area of talking about finance and faith. So, as a financial consultant, what is the biggest, what do you think, the money mistake yung most Filipino families make?
I think ang pinakamataas sa lahat is starting late in being financially educated. That to me, lalo na sa mga both mayaman at mahirap. Sa akin kasi nakikita ko, Chinky, sa ating bansa, ang financial literacy is non-existent or very small or very low. So people actually either don't save, or if they do, they don't save enough. They don't prepare for the future. So they're always taken aback. And ang pinakamahirap sa lahat kasi for me is the idea of fear pag tinamaan na. And if you don't mind, there are 4 risks that people face today. Everyone.
Ano yun?
Number 1 is living too long.
Okay.
And in living too long, okay lang sana kung may pera ka, right? And you know how to handle that money. The second one is living disabled. The third, living with a dreaded disease. And lastly, dying too soon.
If you live too long, you need money. If you live bedridden or di ba?
Disabled.
You still need money.
You can't work.
Oo. And then if you lived, yung
With a dreaded disease, like cancer, na hindi ka namamatay.
mawawipe out din yung pera mo.
Yes.
And then, when you die too soon also.
And unprepared,
Oo.
what happens to the family?
Yeah, it's a burden to the next generation. Grabe, no? Yung talagang, yung parang pinag-uusapan lang kasi natin siguro kasi yung 4 quarters ng life eh. 'Di ba? Yung first quarter is the learning stage, and then second quarter is the earning stage, third quarter is the accumulating stage. But rarely people prepare for yung retirement stage.
Okay. I like the stages that you mentioned.
Oo.
In life stages naman, you have your dependency on parents until age 18.
Yes.
Then you become single. Then you get married and have a family. And then they go on their own, your children, you become an empty nester. And then either a widow or a widower. All of that you have to plan ahead and early. And I think nobody has gone to a parenting school. So, ibig sabihin, walang talagang sistema na itinuturo sa mga kabataan ngayon kung paano maghanda. Na sana, ilagay na nila sa kanilang curriculum yung paghahanda sa buhay. Meron ba yon? Hindi. Edukasyon lang, basics.
Yeah, at saka kung ano yung natutunan sa mga magulang, ano yung nakita.
Pinapasa-pasa lamang. Pero very few, ako nung lumalaki, ang pinakita lang sa akin ng magulang ko, piggy bank.
Mm.
That's it. Even if my dad was a CPA
Mm-mm.
and a professor of 2 universities,
Mm.
I think the value that he taught me then was really living below your means.
Yeah. Pero that's a good start, but I don't think that's enough.
No.
Yeah. So ikaw, paano ka naman natuto? Ikaw personally, how were you exposed and how did you discover this?
I was exposed through the School of Hard Knocks. It's personal experience. And the teaching that my father gave me na hanggat tumanda ka, dapat nag-aaral ka. So, ibig sabihin, you should be humble enough to be taught. Number 2, know to whom you turn to for help. People who can give you wisdom. Because if you go to the wrong company, sabi nga sa Bible, di ba? Bad company corrupts good morals. So even then, I decided to learn from my mistakes. I think in my 40s, I got involved with a, what do you call this? Yung, not a money lender, yung grabe magpautang, yung a usurer. What do you call them?
Yeah, parang ano, yung parang 5-6, parang ganun.
Correct. So because of that, wow, nababad ako sa utang. Nagkaroon ako ng purpose.
Ikaw mismo?
Ako mismo, you have to have a good why at the moment of crisis. What is a good why? Get out of debt, for instance. At that time, natuto ako. Imagine, I had 3 major credit cards at that time. Because nga, out of panic, you go and get deeper into debt if you're not educated.
Anong ginawa mo sa sa pera?
So many things, because as a single mother,
Okay.
I had my son to raise up. And then I had to realize at that time there were needs that we had in life. We even had a fire in my mother's home that forced us to leave her sometime in 1998. All those incidents had taught me how to manage my money, first from the School of Hard Knocks and then through education.
If you were given an opportunity to turn back the hands of time, kung matututo ka, would you want to say that you want to learn from your own experience or probably other people's experience?
I think it's both. And then also yung learning from other people's experience. Part of the thing that you should do is look for a person who has a similar circumstance and has successfully gotten out of the mess. One of the things that I did with the credit card debt, if I may say, is I did it like if I had a 1-year schedule. The first is 3 months to go. The next is 6 months to go. The third one is 12. So, lahat yan binabayaran mo kada buwan. Pagkatapos ng third month, huwag mong gagastusin. Ilagay mo na sa second credit card. Pag natapos yun, huwag mo rin gastusin. 2 na yun, ilagay mo sa third. Eventually, in a year and a half, I was debt-free.
Yeah.
Ayoko nang bumalik.
Yeah. So, ang pinakamasakit pa niyan, yun nga, sorry to say, napaka-ungrateful ng mga collection agency. Di ba yung parang madelay ka lang, para ka nang magnanakaw?
Kaya nga, huwag kang magtago. Kausapin mo sila.
Hindi, kinakausap naman, pero minsan some of them are
Harsh.
rude. Parang sabi ko, just in particular case, yung nangyari sa akin, kasi I have 2 credit cards. Ang nangyari, A and B, dapat babayaran si A, pero yung bayad, napunta sa B. Nagets mo? Nagkamali. So, malaki yung negative dito.
Yes.
So, hindi ko nabayaran si A. Tapos talagang, inaaraw-araw na talaga ako. Inaraw-araw na. Sabi ko, grabe naman kayo. Sinabi ko na sa inyo, nagkamali, pina-reverse ko na, but it will take 7 days. Inaraw-araw ako. Na parang sinabi ko, check nyo naman yung past record ko. Ngayon lang ako na-delay. So, I know how it feels talaga, especially kung wala kang kakayanan and you'll be pressured to,
Wag na. Isa pa yun pagka-empleyado ka, Chinky. So, alam nilang may regular income ka. Right? Lahat yan kakatok sa pintuan para i-offer sa iyo ang credit card. Ang iba, kumukuha sila kasi feeling good eh. Wow, ganda na reputation ko. Hindi na alam may credit scoring.
Tama.
Pag nasira ang pangalan mo dahil sa pangungutang mo, mahirapan ka talaga.
O, saan ka mahihirapan?
Mahirapan ka sa pagbabayad, get out of debt, mahirapan ka sa handling of stress, magkakasakit ka pa.
Hindi lang yun. Alam mo, mahirapan ka pa? Kung mangungutang ka in the near future for a house loan, car loan, or a business loan. Kasi yung credit score mo mababa.
Isa pa, kung gusto mo mag-business at gusto mo mag-bank loan for your credit line and all that stuff, all of that will compound and affect you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about your credit scoring. It will affect your future. And whatever good plans that you have after that. This is what I mean by financial literacy and being humble to be taught. We are emotional people about money. That's the reason why you need somebody who can be trusted, because it's a fiduciary trust if you're going to go for financial consultancy or a life planning, right? So this person has to be trusted because within your family, everyone there has a motivation towards the money you have.
Ba't sa palagay mo tabu yung sa family environment na pag-usapan tong pera na ito?
It's a very sensitive issue. And at the same time, it is something that we actually love to have. The world wants to have more money. Why do you think there is greed? Because money is the facility by which their dreams can be fulfilled. Sabi nga nila, the heart is deceitful above all else. Only God understands it because He is our creator. That's the reason why if there is a financial consultant and yourself with your family, you need to have God in it. Because then the wisdom that this financial consultant must have must be aligned with that. For me, Chinky, there are 5 areas of health that we need to be aware of.
Ano yun?
Your physical health, your mental health, relationship or emotional, right? And then financial, and then the last is the spiritual health. If you don't have all of that, the most important for me are, first of all, number 1 is spiritual health, right? Because then it will affect your mental and your relationships and eventually your financial health. Because if you want to be a good steward of money, you need to realize your money isn't yours. If you are a firm believer in God, your money belongs to God. So He needs to be the one that you need to attach yourself to for direction.
Importante talaga yun yung especially yung talaga. That's the reason why I always encourage people, if there's only one prayer that you can pray to God, you don't pray for money. Kasi yung pera mauubos. You don't pray for opportunity. Opportunity pwede magsara. But we should learn how to pray the prayer of King Solomon, yung prayer of wisdom. Kasi wisdom is a double-edged sword Number 1, it helps you to create money. And number 2, it also helps you to protect from losing your hard-earned money. Di ba most of the time kasi, Ma'am Emma, yung parang nakafocus lang tayo sa, paano ako yumaman?
Correct.
Pero hindi natin natanong, paano ko protektahan at ipe-preserve yung pinaghirapan kong pera.
Maganda yung mga sinabi mo, Chinky, at sang-ayon ako sa lahat ng yon, no? May plano ang Diyos sa bawat isa at may plano sa sanlibutan. Ang sanlibutan na plano niya si Jesucristo.
Yeah.
Pero sa bawat sa atin is a personal, intimate relationship with Him. It has to be vibrant. So He needs to be in every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
One of the verses that really hit me so hard in my journey is to trust in the Lord with all your heart and not to lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him and He will make your path straight. That's in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. If you go all the way down, please don't ask me which verse, but it says there, honor the Lord with your money.
Yeah. Your
And then
first
He
fruit.
will, yes, the first fruits, because He will increase the produce of your barns. And then He says there, I discipline the children that I love.
Yeah.
That's why we need to go to Him, because every wrong decision has a bad consequence.
Yeah.
Tapos ang maganda pa dun sa passage na yon, Chinky. Sabi dun, shun evil, avoid it. And you know what comes next in verse 8?
Ano?
Trusting the Lord with all your heart gives health to your body and strength to your bones. So, ibig sabihin, nandoon talaga yung spiritual component attached to your physicality, both mental, emotional. And then, you are guided.
Grabe, alam mo mga kapatid, no? Yun yung problema kasi minsan natin as I coach, no? I do one-on-one coaching also. Yung parang sometimes we make bad decisions in life, and then after the bad decision may consequence yan. And then when the consequence comes, we have the tendency to blame God. Di ba? Yung parang, Lord, ba't mo ko pinagdadaanan sa ganitong klaseng mga challenges, di ba? Lubog ako sa utang. Alam mo kung pwede lang sumagot si Lord, bakit? Sino bang kaskas ng credit card? Ako? Sino bang travel and travel? Ako? Di ba? Sometimes, yun nga, we make bad decisions. Just recently, may nakausap ako. They bought a property na probably na-excite, pero hindi pa time. So right now, nahirapan sila, and then yun, in the process, they have to give up. Painful yun on their end. Tapos tinatanong, Lord, bakit niya kami pina-allow na at the first place, yun nga, nung nag-usap kami heart to heart, did you really pray and seek God during that time? Ang sagot nila, hindi.
We need to fear God. I like what you just said. You need to seek counsel from God Himself, even to lead you to the right person who will educate you. You just cannot go to anybody because sometimes you need to protect yourself. And when you go to the right person who's going to guide you, make sure that God always is at the center of it, right? Like that, probably that person who came to you, did they count the cost? Nasa Biblia yun eh. Bago ka magdesisyon, count the cost. Pati nga calling niya eh. If you want to serve Him in church, if you want to do this and do that for the church, in the end, it isn't about accomplishment or performance in God's economy. You know what it is?
Ano?
It's trust and obey.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
Yeah. Totoo yan. Alam mo, that's what I realized, no? And I hope na itong session is speaking to you. God never called us to become successful, but God called us to be faithful. Kung faithful ka sa calling, faithful ka at nag-obey ka sa gusto niya, sa plano niya, He will make you successful. Eh.
Amen.
Pero ang focus kasi karamihan natin, honestly, I'm guilty also. Ang goal natin kasi successful. Eh. Success.
The world's definition.
Minsan, hindi na natin kinakount yung cause and consequence. Kaya nga, nako-compromise. Minsan, yung integrity natin, which I was guilty of. I made some bad decision because of opportunity and money. And the repercussion was really bad.
Severe, oo.
Ganon din ba nangyari sa'yo?
Oo, masyadong ang consequences sa akin ay matindi na I had to have several jobs at the same time. Sometimes, para lang mabayaran ang utang halimbawa, ang nag-suffer doon, relationship at time ko sa anak ko.
At saka hindi, pati physical health mo at saka
Yun,
mental.
pupunta ako doon. Yung sinabi ko na several jobs, I was employed full-time in a hotel before.
Okay.
Sa gabi, hanggang madaling araw, twice a week, nasa harap ako ng camera, umaarte.
Mm-mm.
I was an actress and a corporate person at the same time. Buti ka mo, preserve ng Diyos ang health ko. Kasi nasa pamilya namin ang genetic predisposition to cancer and to diabetes.
Eh kung puyat kang puyat, yan ang magiging trigger.
Exactly. Pati stress, hindi lang yung puyat. Diba? Sleep is so important for your body to repair itself, no? And then, at ang isa pa, the reason you need to obey the word of God and know God person, it's a good thing, Chinky, nung pinakamadilim na mga pangyayari sa buhay ko, ang Panginoong Jesus nasa buhay ko na rin. Kasi kung wala siya at hindi ako nagbibiblia, sa kangkungan ako pupulutin eh.
Yeah, talking about that, I'm sure as a single parent, no? Diba? Sobra, solo yan eh. Solo parents, very hard. Ano yung sa palagay mong hindi mo makakalimutan at challenging moment at feeling mo end of the world na?
I think taon-taon yun para hatakin na mapag-aral ko ang aking anak sa mabuting paaralan. Tinuruan ako ng aking ama na talagang 6 kami na napakahirap at matitigas na ulo na anak. 3 babae, 3 lalaki. Chinoy ang aking ama. So sa kanya, ang priority sa kanya at that time, ang lalaki ang dapat namumuno. So siya ang nasusunod namin. Umuutang siya para lamang kami mapag-aral sa magagaling na eskwelahan. Abad talaga siya sa utang at that time. So for me, nung naging single mom ako, importante sa akin yung anak ko, magpaaral sa mabuting paaralan. Yun ang aking talagang kinakayod yun para lamang mangyari. At natuwa naman ako na nangyari yun. Tapos habang lumalaki siya, sabi ko sa kanya, nung nasunog yung bahay, he was 18 years old. That was one of the worst times of our life for both of us. All my memories of my past were all burned, and my stuff. All his jerseys, he was a good basketball player. He was a UAAP varsity player in high school. Sunog. Anong memories? Wala pa nun na mga,
Oh, digital, wala.
na iCloud and all. We didn't have any of those. That probably was the worst that we had. And at that time, sabi ko sa anak ko, in one of our moments, there was one verse he shared with me. Sabi niya, a gentle answer turns away wrath. So sabi niya, Mami, kasi matindi ang galit namin nun eh. Sabi niya, Ma'am, pag ako galit, tumahimik ka. Pag ikaw galit, tatahimik ako. That was tough. That was really tough. And then, I told him, son, lahat ng pangangailangan mo, paghihirapan. Lahat ng kagustuhan mo, pag-ipunan mo.
Wow, let me repeat that. Lahat ng mga pangailangan mo, bibigay ko. Lahat ng mga kagustuhan mo, pag-ipunan mo. Siguro, let's jump to that. Now, what do you think are the first 3 financial habits every family should build? Ano yung tatlong financial habits?
Disiplina. At saka yung pamumuhay below your means.
Oo, let's talk about financial discipline. Sige nga.
Hindi ang demonyo ang kalaban mo. Hindi ang mundo.
Sino?
Sarili mo. Sabi ko sa iyo, pag pera na, emotional ka na eh. Either hahakutin mo o uubusin mo.
Ulitin ko, hahakutin mo o uubusin mo. Pag hinakot mo, saan mo dadalhin?
Yun, sa mga safe, ano yung tawag nun? Yung mga ginagawa. Hindi inaano lang, hino-hoard, nasa bahay lang. Alam mo yon, diba? Nasa suitcases or what. And what happens? You actually kill the value of money.
Kasi lumiliit ang halaga ng pera.
Correct,
hindi
because of
lumalaki.
inflation.
Yes.
So, yun sa aking disiplina, pinakamahirap sa lahat dahil tayo ang una nating kalaban. Sabi nga, where your treasure is, your heart will be also. Sino ang sinasabi ni Jesus sa Bible, sa New Testament, sa Gospels? You cannot serve 2 masters at the same time. Either you love money or you love God. Do you know that there are probably 500 verses on prayer and faith, but more than 2,000 on money? Why did Jesus do that? Why did he speak so much?
Kasi alam niya habang nabubuhay siguro tayo sa mundong ibabaw na ito ang pinakaunang problema ng tao, pera.
At tinawag niya yon na financial bondage. Sabi mo kanina, protektahan. The protection that Jesus can give us is His Word. Seek first the kingdom of God, and all of these things will be added unto you. Alam mo ba yung all of these things? Yeah. Food, clothing, and shelter. You read the verses before Matthew 6:33. It's all about
needs. All our needs according to His glorious riches. Hindi yung all your wants, desires, aspirations, dreams. Yun yung nagiging totoo yun eh. Parang yan ang nagiging problema natin. Ang focus na natin hindi na sa yung need eh. Diba? Napupunta na tayo sa want. So, you talk about discipline, ang pinakamahirap. Number 2.
Number 2, I think you need to have a plan.
Yeah, plan.
A decision, a why
Oo.
are you doing it? And the third really is to save. Set aside.
Kailangan mag-ipon ka. Kaya nga may nagsasabi, ngayon na yung philosophy right now ng mga iba, hindi ka naman yayaman sa ipon. Ba't ka kailangan mag-ipon? Ang goal mo dapat, magpadami ng pera. Paano ko naman yung ganung pananaw?
Kanina nag-uusap tayo bago tayo nagsimula about diversification, no? And taking advantage of where you are right now. At naiintindihan ko yung pag-iipon, kaya kailangan ng plano. Isa sa mga ginamit ko na in-apply ko sa buhay ko, kada buwan, kailangan sabihin ko kung saan pumupunta ang pera ko. At the end of the day, I need to know where the money goes so that at the end of the day, the money is well spent. There was a time I was doing shows and my dad was still alive. He always asked when I come home. So, namin kong ginagawa artista at saka empleyado. Ma, nasaan ang pera mo? Sabi ko, Dad, hindi ko alam. Kaya hindi ko alam saan pumunta. Mahabang kwento ang buhay ko, pero just to share with you at that time, the reason my dad asked that is because midway in college, in UP, I had to stop because I wanted to help my parents. I told you about the debts, right? At the time, high school graduate na ako, nasa UP ako, I wanted to take up, I passed for BS Architecture. I ended up shifting to Fine Arts. And then my father said, Emma, we are financially strapped. And then that was at the time when I said, I will stop. And at that time, I think the Lord took over my life because alam mo, chicken ginamit ng Panginoon at that time was my reputation. The beauty queen and the actress. What can I bring to them? I finished only a certificate course in an all-girls college, and I was a scholar for hotel and restaurant. The doors that the Lord opened for me brought me to where I am today. And that's why I said, I am not yet a graduate of the School of Hard Knocks. The trials I've gone through, because I want to learn. Because my father said, until you die, you will be learning. I had to learn from them. So all the companies that would hire me, and there are seminars and all, oo, attend ako, mag-aaral talaga ako. So all my siblings finished from very good schools. I have no regrets.
So, ang ibig sabihin na napakahalaga talaga ng education, no? At saka yung self-learning.
If I'm a child of God, I'm a child of God who is a life planner and all that stuff. Those are roles you play. Husband, wife, parents. And then if you're employed, you're an employee, but be a child of God as an employee.
So, parang sinasabi mo, ang talagang pundasyon natin, yung pagkakilanlan natin, yung pagkatao mo. Yung pagkatao mo, hindi dahil sa ginagawa mo, kung anong possession mo, kung anong career mo, kung anong achievement mo, yung pagkatao mo, dapat nakasalalayan kung ano yung relasyon mo sa Diyos. Tapos, kung ano naman yung ginagawa mo ngayon sa buhay, yan yung parang role mo. 'Di ba? Ako, role ko ngayon as a host. 'Di ba? Pagkatapos nito, pagkasama ko sa misis ko, role ko husband. Tapos sa mga anak ko, role ko naman tatay ako. Pag sa labas naman, role ko as a financial coach. Pero hindi ko dapat i-attach yung role ko bilang sa pagkatao ko.
Amen. Sabi nga nila, ang transactional analysis is how you relate to people as an adult, kung kaharap mo ay fellow adult, as a father, or a parent to a child, or a child to a child.
5-year-old daughter. His 5-year-old daughter was having a meltdown on the floor.
Breakdance ba? Breakdance.
You know what he did? He went down to be on eye level with her, to make her feel important. So there are different roles we play in a transactional analysis, in a transactional relationship or situation. If a person is being a child with you at that point, and the child inside that adult is looking for a parent, kasi yun ang natutunan ko sa customer relations eh. Hindi yung aking pananaw ang mahalaga, kundi ang pananaw ng customer o ng pasyente.
Yeah.
Because kadalasan,
Alam mo ginagawa natin, nanghuhusga tayo sa isang sitwasyon base sa ating experience or pananaw. Hindi natin tuloy naririnig yung sinasabi ng tao. Kadalasan, ina-approach natin isang problema dahil lumapit sa'yo, magaling ako. Kung hindi ka makikinig, mamimiss mo yung moment na matuturuan mo at mabibigyan ng kahulugan yung inyong transaction.
Ay, naku, grabe to. Alam mo, it reminded me last night when I was having a webinar. May isang tao na nagsalita siya na sinabi niya na OFW siya, 15 years, bigay siya ng bigay. Tapos, into the point na mismo siya, ubos na, wala na siya ibibigay. Tapos, nag-vent out during the webinar na session ko itself. So, I have to really to stop myself and listen and to put myself where this person is coming from. Hindi ko pwede sabihin, ay sandali lang it's an inappropriate situation, nagwe-webinar tayo, tapos nagbe-vent out ka. Hinintay ko talaga na pinakinggan. And the good thing is, that's around 300 people were very supportive of her. Na nagko-comment, nako, okay lang sis, ilabas mo yan. Diba? Kasi umiiyak na siya. So, alam mo, mga kapatid, I hope we live in a world na sobrang judgmental. Oo, yung parang, ang prayer ko lang na kung meron tayong mga nakitang mga may pinagdadaanan na dapang-dapa na, imbis na husgahan natin, unawain natin kung bakit siya nandoon sa lugar na yun at Yun nga, tulungan natin.
Salamat, Chinky. May naalala ako na refer sa akin, no? Isang empleyado sa isang embassy. At the time, nagbibigay talaga ako ng kahit walang bayad ng consult. I'm not saying I'm asking for, I don't charge. I don't, period. At that time, I had just come back from a trip and I was faced with a mother, a single mom, who had a credit card debt of in the millions. And she said, Emma, nangyari ito kasi pinambayad ko to sa pagpapa-ospital sa anak ko who needed a heart transplant. Alam mo, for a moment, umiiyak lang kaming dalawa.
Naiyak na pa. Umiiyak lang kaming dalawa kasi anong gagawin mo doon?
Wala.
Ang una mong tanong, meron ka ba sa pagmamayari mo na pwede mong ibenta? Kasi minsan, pag ikaw
Ay deep in debt, pati yung coat mo, ipagmamayari ng lender eh. You become a slave of the lender. Pati kumot mo, lahat, yun. So you need to educate that person without judging and put yourself in her shoes. Anong kakayahan mo? Meron kami noon na pinagdaanan ko na walang-wala kami. Benta lahat kung anong meron ako.
naka-experience kami after the fire, wala kaming makain. We had to buy a house that the bank I was employed in
Was able to finance for me. And you know, that's fully paid. I paid that in 10 years, but I had to learn the hard way. Alam mo, pag wala kaming pagkain, bigla na lang may kakatok na kapitbahay. Uy, may sobra kaming ulam, gusto mo? Uso nakakakain kami. I experienced the miracles of God in ways no one can imagine to bring me to this moment of believing, trust and obey. There is no other way. There were times at night because I'm alone and I can't feel. We are feeling people. Alam mo, talaga sinasabi ko, Panginoon, nasaan ka? Tulungan mo ako. And when you believe that, He gives you rest. I sleep. But I need to cry out. I need to believe. 'Di ba? Meron nagsabi, pag ikaw ay fearful at you're in a panic. Nangyari to, this was a study on the Twin Tower explosion. There were two groups of people that were reviewed. One who were not prepared and fear gripped them. Imagine for the first 6 minutes, you know what they did? They were so paralyzed in their fear. What were they doing? They were fixing their desks. They were trying to save whatever they could. The other group was prepared
Paano?
by a rescuer who told them of situations that can happen, maybe emergency situations. He trained them. And of course, God, right? When God is in you and you have peace, your mind can think. Because when you are gripped by fear, and that's a spirit,
You become paralyzed.
become paralyzed, you cannot move. 2,000 were saved by this single man who kept training them maybe in an office. It's a study.
That's the reason why you need faith. When there is faith,
Fear goes out the door. But where there is fear, faith cannot come in. Your mind is divided. Ang sabi nga nila sa worry, it divides your mind. So how can you think if you're not focused?
What values did you instill into your son na ngayon na sobrang proud ka?
While he was growing up, this verse, Proverbs 22 verse 6, talks about train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. I would like to believe the values I gave him is really to believe in Jesus Christ. And you know, I have seen him in severe trials that I see him keep on going back to Jesus. I learned a lesson today, moving to today, that God is not after giving you a comfortable life.
Yes.
He's after your character development. So all of the trials that come into our life, we have to rejoice. Sabi nga, to rejoice in your trials.
and then to pray without ceasing, and to give thanks in everything, in all circumstances. So why? Because you have a God who is sovereign. What is
Sovereign mean? What does sovereign mean? Sovereign means nothing happens in this world without His permission, na hindi dumaan sa Kanya at hindi niya alam ang mangyayari. So sa akin, alam ko na ito ang nangyari sa akin at dumaan ito na may permiso ng Diyos or siya mismo nagbigay. Bakit ako mag-aalala? Hawak ako ng Panginoong Diyos. I recently faced
a health crisis? That's the reason why health is very important. Physical health. And I know you believe in that.
Yes.
Right? I had to do a lifestyle change in 2017. What was my reason? Dalawa, ayoko magka-cancer, ayoko magda-diabetes.
At saka hindi lang yun. Yun nga pinag-usapan natin sa first part. Ayaw mo maging bedridden, di ba? Ayaw mo magkasakit, di ba? Disabled. Tama.
So, all of these things brought me to eating the right food. Okay? Wala na ang junk, dapat. At saka yung mga process. So, I went into a low carb and no sugar, but high fat. So, sa lahat ng nangyari yun, nawala, talaga bumagsak ang timbang ko. Kasi, nung nagtatrabaho ko sa ospital, nung bumalik ako noong 2011, sabi ng
Boss ko, obese ka. So sabi ko, paano ba to? Eh, ang sarap kumain eh. But when I removed the white flour, white rice, and white sugar, things changed for me, but I had to have a good why.
Hindi kung ano yung gusto mong mangyari. Ang tanong, bakit mo gusto mangyari? Kasi if you know the why part in life, the how part, yung papaano madali.
So for me, number 1 yung health management ko para hindi ako pabigat sa aking pamilya. Kung may legacy man akong iiwan sa kanila, yung sa pagtanda mo, huwag kang pabigat sa anak mo. Ang Pilipino kasi may kultura tayo na alagaan. No, ang mga tumatanda na. Pero dapat naman tayo na tumatanda, gawin naman nating magaan sa kanila. Unang-una ang sabi ng Biblia, live and cleave. Ang mga in-laws, hindi nangingialam sa mga may asawang anak.
Ay nako, baka may mga nanonood ngayon. Baka you will leave this episode now. Oo, stay tuned muna, stay tuned, don't tune out. Ha? O, yung mga in-laws daw, ano daw?
Hindi, kasi ang sa akin, ang aking number 1 rule when relating to my married son and his family is to only offer my help when asked.
Tama. At kung walang tanong, huwag ka na magbigay ng unsolicited advice. O, yung parang, uy, concern lang ako ha. Hindi naman sa nakikialam ako. Pwede ba mag-suggest? Yung mga word ng suggestion is utos eh.
Tindi ng aking mga teachers dyan. And that's my son and my daughter-in-law.
Really?
And even my apo. Why? Because they taught me to listen. 2, they taught me to empathize and not behave like I know everything. Mahirap siya at masakit ha.
Humbling kasi.
Very humbling kasi pagsasabihin ka, Mom naman, tama na. Di ka na, especially if they're not asking for your opinion. Kaya ang payo ko pag ikaw ay, ito kailangan ko pang gawin. Pag tumawag, o sige, gusto mo bang makinig lang ako? Or may hihingin kang payo. Dahil pag sinabing makinig ka lang, please mag-obey ka naman. Kasi kung hindi, talaga World War III.
Ito lang, kayong ikaw nakikinig at nanonood ka. 'Di ba? Parang sinasabi mo, nako, ayoko maging katulad ng nanay ko. Ayoko maging katulad ng tatay ko. Naku, maniwala ka. Sometimes we become the people what we don't like the most. If you're not conscious. 'Di ba? There's a tendency for you to repeat their mistakes unconsciously.
Alam mo cycle of life? When you were born, you're dependent on your mother or father. But as you age, bumabaliktad.
ang mga anak mo ang nagiging magulang mo. Because you may have knowledge about life, but sometimes because of their generation, changes have happened and have affected already their mental
Mental health, their emotional or psychological health. So you need to listen because eventually you really will go to that stage. Thankfully, we don't go and get dementia or Alzheimer.
Yes.
That's the reason why physical health is wealth. You need the younger you now to take care of your older you and not be a burden to your children. That's the best thing I can give to them.
Yun nga sabi ni Dr. Tony Liachon. Aanhin mo ang yaman mo. 'Di ba? Kung wala ka namang kalusugan, 'di ba? So very important 'yun. And by the way, abangan niyo na lang yung libro na ilalabas namin ni Dr. Tony Liachon.
Galing.
Yeah, we're gonna come out with a book called Health is Wealth and Wealth is Health.
That's true.
Yeah, so yun
We
nga.
both are testimonies, can give testimonies on that. Chinky, I just had major surgery last May first week of May, and it was for stage 0 cancer. No chemo, no radiation. Of course, that's God who allowed that to happen. But at the same time, if I did not live a healthy life with stress and worry, I would have had a more advanced stage of cancer.
Number 2, kung hindi ko talaga ginawa itong aking pag-aalaga sa sarili ko sa kapakanan ng aking anak para mabuhay ng matagal, hindi ako magpapa-check up every year. Yung cancer type ko, hindi makikita.
Paano nakita?
Regular check-up. At yung kakulitan ng doktor namin, dahil alam niyang history namin. Daddy ko lang CA, kapatid ko 4th stage breast cancer. My mother is a survivor. At 60, she had breast CA. At 70, cleared of it. At 89, she died cancer-free.
Sabi nga, again, ni Dr. Tony Lechon, love na love ka namin dito. You're just one hospital bill away from being poor.
From being poor, correction. I worked for 2 major hospitals.
And I've seen how nagbebenta ng bahay, ng lupa, hindi ko naman alam ng sarili, pero sobra ang nawawala sa isang pamilya, ng isang...
Let's talk about the final stage na ito, yung final part na natin. We talked about, yun nga, preparation for health. Pero how does an Emma Huico right now prepared for the last stage? Diba? As I mentioned, learning stage, earning stage, accumulation stage, and retirement stage. What I'm more interested is yung prepare mo financially for your retirement na hindi ka stress, di ba? Anong ginawa mo?
Ang ginawa ko, hindi ba sinabi ko sa iyo kanina, naka-acquire ako ng 3 properties. No? So, yung isa, yung bahay at lupa, nasa anak ko na yon. Yung isa na condo, bago mag-pandemic na benta, grasya ng Diyos, milagro ng Diyos, cash yun na binayad, bangko to bangko, at nakakuha ako ng isang panibagong condominium, no, sa South, na natuto ako na yung pera na yon na makukuha ay dapat planuhin ko na hanggang sa dulo ng expected age ko. Sabi nga sa Bible, sa Psalm 90, that you are given 70 to 80 years. And then there's a prayer after that in Psalm 90. Teach me to number my days so I may gain a heart of wisdom. So, kinukompute ko lahat yan. At saka, ako ay may trabaho pa. 2, isa, kasama ako na quality assurance head sa negosyo ng anak ko. 2, meron akong, I'm a financial and life planner
of an insurance and investment company. So, tina-target ko kung naka-expand na yung aking naiipon, no? And they're placed in money-earning instruments.
Yes.
Naka-time siya 5 years, halimbawa. So that on the 5th year, if I need it, but in the meantime, it's earning me so much money better than the bank. And if something should happen to me, it will go immediately to my son nang walang kaabog-abog. Na walang estate.
Yes, walang taxes. Oo.
So, pinano ko yon. Tapos pati ngayon, Chinky, ayoko nang magmay-ari ng properties.
Oo.
So, nagre-renta ako ng isang talagang
full service na condo. At wala akong inaalala ng overhead, renovation,
Amilyar.
electrician, amilyar. Naku, grabe ang amilyar, di ba? So, all of those things, pinlano ko, lahat ng binibigay kong payo sa magiging kliyente ko ay ginawa ko sa sarili ko. Kasi kailangan hindi ka magbenta ng plano. Ang kailangan, makinig ka dun sa tao at ano ang kailangan, hindi yung kagustuhan. Again, our God is our provider. He provides for all our needs. Again, going back to Matthew 6:33, all your needs will be provided for. Basta you put Him first. At sinabi niya sa Joshua 1:8, what did He say? You stick to the book of the law, then I will give you prosperity and success. I cling to all of those, but you see, He's not just my Savior. He needs to be my Lord. What is to have a Lord? Master, Panginoon, sundin, obey, at paniwalaan. So yung tanong mo sa akin, siguro sa last stage of my life, kung ililibing na ako, in His appointed time, ang gusto kong iwan, lahat ng sinabi ko tungkol sa Panginoong Hesukristo, isinabuhay ko ba? Kung if there is a final statement I'd like my family to remember me by, did she live what she taught. And up to the very end, I'm willing to learn. That's the reason why I don't teach the Bible because I know the Bible. I teach the Bible because I'm a student of the Bible, both in learning and application.
Alam mo guys, I don't know hearing right now si Ma'am Emma. Ma'am Emma, I would tell you right now, not because you are my guest and you gave me an opportunity to interview you, but you are a woman of wisdom. God has really mightily used your life in good situation and not so good situations to see the faithfulness and the goodness of God in your life. But the only way that it can work if you fully obey, submit, commit to Him. And that is only by the grace of God. Kaya nga, if there are people out there right now na nakikinig, Miss Emma, na number one, who are deeply in debt, di ba? You used to be in debt by the millions also. What can you advise them right now and tell them habang sila ay nanonood ngayon?
Ang maiiwan ko lang sa inyo ay ito. Ano ba talaga ang pinakamahalaga sa inyo? Kailangan hanapin ninyo kung ano yon. Buhay mo, buhay ng pamilya mo. Kasi kung alam mo ang rason kung bakit ka nabubuhay, dun ka magfo-focus. At kung ikaw ay nasa ilalim na ngayon, talagang lugmok ka na, isa lang ang tumulong talaga sa akin.
A vibrant, intimate, and personal relationship with Jesus Christ. May plano siya sa atin. Binibigkas ko to hindi dahil itinuturo ko. Binibigkas ko to dahil natutunan ko. At naranasan ko si Jesu Cristo sa buhay ko. So again, sa punot dulo na ito, tingnan mo lahat ang priority mo. Ikaw ay mag-aalaga sa sarili mo, hindi para sa sarili mo, kundi para sa pamilya mo. Kasi ano pang gagawin mo kung hindi ito nasa tamang lugar? At pangatlo ulit, ano ang dahilan kung bakit ka nabubuhay?
Bakit ka gumigising kada umaga? Sino ang dahilan at ano ang dahilan? Para sa akin, kung mawawala na lahat sa akin, pero nasa akin pa si Jesucristo, ako na siguro ang pinakamapalad sa lahat ng tao sa mundo. Si Jesucristo lang po talaga.
How about the, siguro one last, I just feel na maraming solo parent out there right now who's out there, yun nga, nahihirapan siya. Kasi ang effect sa kanya hindi lang financial aspect kundi mental, emotional niya, physical, tinamaan na rin siya, nagkakasakit na rin siya, nai-stress na rin siya. Yun nga. Pero yun nga yung pinagdadaanan ngayon. What can you say naman to the solo parent?
Chinky, walang magic formula. Wala. Ang gusto ko lang talaga sabihin sa iyo na naranasan ko lahat ng binigkas ni Chinky. Wala akong may bibigay sa iyo kundi manalig sa Panginoon talaga, kay Panginoon Jesucristo. Ano pa? Walang tao makakapagbigay sa iyo ngayon ng pera. Wala. Pero kung nakafocus ka sa Panginoong Jesus, ang sabi niya, He gives perfect peace to those whose minds are steadfast because you trust in Him. Magugulat ka na lang. Bubuksan niya ang utak mo at puso mo at makakagalaw ka. Again, fear and panic are both paralyzing, but Jesus Christ is freeing and He wants to free you. So ngayong gabi, na ginawa ko na yan siguro several times, sumisigaw ako sa loob ng kwarto ko, tinatawag ko siya, na magparamdam siya at tanggalin niya ako sa aking consequence ng maling desisyon. Parate, He will deliver you. And I've seen that even in my very dear friend, si Chinky, na nakilala ko pa ng lubos ngayon. Nagpapasalamat ako sa Panginoon at nahahumble ako na imbita ko dito. So yun, Chinky, tumawa naman tayo. Pero yun lang ang pwede kong ibigay. Sabi ko kanina, papunta dito, sabi ko, Lord, pag ako tinanong ng question na to, wala akong maisasagot Kasi nung nangyari sa akin, yun lang talaga. Sabi mo nga, pag lugmok ka na wala ka nang mapupuntahan
So guys, if you're out there and you want to experience to be free from financial stress, financial worry, di ba? Free from mental, emotional, and physical stress right now. I would like to grant you this opportunity to have the peace of God and the peace of mind that you are longing for. If that is what you're longing for, siguro with your permission, Miss Emma, can we pray? Can you pray na lang for the people who are,
Before doing that, can I make a statement? Of course, you have to have Jesus Christ also represented in the flesh. Kung kayo po ay nakikinig sa programang ito, wag na po kayong bibitaw. Kasi mahalaga ang mga pangaral dito na binibigay ni Chinky kasi guided siya by Jesus. Ang ibig ko lang sabihin, maghanap kayo ng tao ngayon na mag-e-empathize sa inyo at idudulog kayo sa Panginoon. Dahil kung hindi, hindi mo kakayanin ito mag-isa. Pareho kami nasa isang komunidad na nagsusuporta sa mga nahihirapan sa kalooban espiritual. You need a support group just as much as a cancer patient needs a support group or a community that I thank the Lord has been given that to me. So yes, can I pray now or would you like me to?
Yeah, please.
Panginoon, Heso Kristo, maraming salamat sa pagkakataong ito na ibinigay mo sa akin. Na magkita kami ni Chinky last week at ibinulong mo sa kanya anyayahan ako. Hindi ko to inaasahan, pero ang pagkakataong ito ay gusto kong idasal ang lahat ng nakikinig at naghahanap ng tulong. Ay buksan ang kanilang puso, ang kanilang utak, ang kanilang damdamin sa katotohanan na si Panginoong Hesukristo lamang kayo po ang may solusyon sa lahat ng problema. Hindi pera, hindi tao, kundi kayo po. Hinihiling ko na bibigyan niyo sila ng tamang tao, dalhin sila, aside from this program, na makakuha sila ng magbibigay sa kanila ng gabay. Gabay na tutungo at ituturo sa inyo. Yun lamang po. At sana kami ni Chinky ay manatiling faithful po sa inyo, Panginoong Jesus. Dahil yun lamang po ang kailangan ngayon sa dumidilim na mundo na aming tinitirhan o kung saan kami namumuhay. Maraming salamat sa pagkakataon ito at sa iyo lamang ang puri, sa iyo lamang ang honor and praise, and we pray this in your matchless name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
If you prayed that prayer, just want to encourage you to type I prayed sa comment section and so that we will know and we will stand with you. Maraming salamat, Miss Emma. Pero bago tayo magwakas, kami po dito, Ma'am Emma, ay namamigay ng maleta. Yes. Ang tanong na lang
Chinky, you're making me laugh.
ang tanong na lang, ano kaya ang laman ng maleta? Sige, buksan mo kung ano kaya ang laman ng maleta.
Alam ko.
Oo.
Ito ay wisdom dahil sinabi niya may wisdom ako. Siyempre, inasahan ko na sana puno ng pera.
Singkit na nagbigay sa iyo, pera ba naman
I
yan?
love-
Yan, ipon box yan, yes.
I love this. I really do. I'm really very grateful
Oo.
kasi
Yeah.
ito na ang galing.
Yeah, yung buong set na, at the same time, ito yung ito, I would like to focus on this. This, what we call as a wealth card. Okay. Every single day, parang siyang daily devotion. Yeah. Kasi whether we like it or not, meron tayong mga issues sa buhay, mga fears pagdating sa pera. So, ang gagawin lang nila, every day, pick a card, one card, and then read the red marks, yung sa red muna, sa likod. Yan, start with this.
Hindi ko kayang magtagumpay. Puro failure na lang.
Yan yung minsan, di ba, bumubulong sa natin, mind natin. Tapos, babasahin mo yung sa likod, from the top.
Declare mo to. Makinig kayo. Kaya kong magtagumpay dahil natuto ako sa bawat pagkakamali ko.
Di ba? Tapos sa baba, may nakasulat.
I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And this is from Philippians chapter 4.
Yes.
Hindi ba sabi ko sa inyo, number 1, continuous learning. Be educated.
And then, ang gagawin mo, ilalagay mo lang yan dito sa window na ito for the day. Yan ang makikita
Ang galing, Chinky. Talagang guided ka.
Everyday yan. Gagawin mo lang yan. This is what we call as wealth cards.
I like that.
Susunod na lang yung laman na pera. Maleta na muna. Thank you very much, Miss Emma. Maraming salamat.
Thank you. This is really, truly humbling.
Yeah.
Truly humbling.
Thank you,
Salamat
thank
sa
you,
Diyos
thank
for
you.
you.
So guys, there you have it. I hope na kung gusto niyo magkaroon ng maleta, type maleta na lang sa comment section. Hindi, seriously speaking, guys, if you like this episode. And by the way, meron ka bang socials?
I'm on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. Ano pangalan?
YUHICO.
YUHICO. Oh, at saka if you need any financial, how can they get in touch with you? Also sa Instagram na rin?
Siguro sa Instagram na lang.
Kung kailangan niyo ng financial advice, you want also consultation, please reach out. There you have it. I hope that you are inspired, educated, and also motivated and challenged. Tatandaan, tamang karunungan, tamang disiplina ang susi sa pagyaman.
11 years ago, isa lang yung property ko. So ngayon, I think I own around mga 11 properties, I think.
Crazy.
Ang ginamit kong technique is pyramiding. Inaano ko naman, binablog ko yung mga binibili kong property or kung magkano ko sila nabenta, ganyan. Parang ngayon, umaabot na yung property na parang 40M, for example. Wealth is having really that peace of mind and then a certain contentment. And for me, the best definition of wealth is really having choice. Magtayo tayo ng subdivision sa Taytay. Sige, tulungan kita. So, gumawa kami. 6 months lang, sold out kami. Grabe, oo.
So ano naman yung siguro ang unhealthy financial siguro practice ng mga Pilipino that really makes life hard?
Yung mindset natin na masama ang utang.
Why do you think may mga iba, highly educated people, but they still struggle financially? Bakit?
They don't teach life in school. We don't get to learn how life works or how we manage life.
Chinky Tan, with over 6 million Facebook followers, 2.8 million YouTube subscribers, and 2.4 million TikTok fans, is now all out to share with you the most practical, simplest path to lasting wealth.